All right, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game will be Happy versus Romantic Fortitude, no name. Here on Terranistan. On the top left-hand side of the map, we have, well, Romantic spawning as the blue human player. Meanwhile, on the bottom right-hand side of the map, well, we obviously have Happy spawning as the yellow undead. Should be a great matchup here. Yep, things getting rearranged around me, kind of getting hit in my chair. Hopefully things don't bother me too much as we see a Dreadlord first coming in from Happy. All right, so Mountain King versus Dreadlord. Not something you see every day. And I'm just trying to figure out what this particular strategy is going to look like. We could be looking at perhaps trying to get heavy into carry on Swarm to help deal with those flying machines. Good luck, have fun. Hope you have an amazing day. Well, thank you for the kind words and wishes. I probably have to worry about... Oh, Happy's. Forest Troll Shadow Priest trying to get away, taking quite a bit of damage. Footman trying to get in some hits. Is he going to be able to finish things off? No, he is not. The Forest Troll Shadow Priest able to escape away with 37 hit points. And now, well, units are all just finally retreating back here. We're going to be looking at a Rogue Wizard getting taken down. Mountain King picks up that Ring of Superiority, also picks up a Potion of Greater Mana. Going to be very helpful here as the Militia now finish off the rest of this Rogue Creep Camp. Meanwhile, back down to the south, you can see that Forest Troll Shadow Priest has healed himself a little bit. Dreadlord off to the north, now clearing up this Renegade Wizard Creep Camp. Did he get... No, he didn't get that first kill off of here. But did have a fair number of skeletons already out on the map. All right, skeletons continuing to get summoned up as the skeletons now look to retreat back. Mountain King looking to get that item off of that Apprentice Wizard. There should be pretty easy. Picking up Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Should be an easy pickup. More damage, more hit points. Always great to have Mountain King first sometimes, just so, well, Death Coil, Frost Nova doesn't always hit your prime or the squishy intellect-based heroes, such as that Archmage. Now, what are the players looking to do here? It looks like Militia are being called over by Romantic here to try and clear out this gold mine creep camp. Should be pretty easy. Forest Troll High Priest. Mountain King opted to go for Bash over Thunderclap. Meanwhile, the Dreadlord, well, now operating with 2 Forest Troll Shadow Priests and a Forest Troll Berserker, should have an easy time clearing out this Forest Troll High Priest creep camp. Place down a Blight, summon up a Ziggurat, get some heals. There's some damage as well. And, well, going straight after one of the Forest Troll Berserkers, and now additional skeletal minions are popping up. We are looking at a potential expansion here by Romantic as well. And both sides, well, pretty much staying in their own neck of the woods. This is something much more classic on Terranistan. Players staying relatively close to home since there's only, well, 2 narrow choke points to get into each side. With that, you kind of know that the walking time it takes to get into your opponent's base is going to be rather large. Unless you have a high mobility hero such as, well, that the Warden, the Night Elf, the Night Elf Warden, it's pretty much going to be, hey, stay in your neck of the woods, build up your base, because trying to venture out too far may take a little bit too long, and your opponent, well, you may not be able to stop your opponent's plans anyways, especially if they're staying relatively close to home as well. Now, no tech to tier 2 by either side yet, obviously, as the expansions are getting placed down. That's where the resources went. Mountain King kind of holding the door here, making sure that no units are going to try to run by. Footmen off over here as well. Both sides really just testing the waters as the Dreadlord now ready to go after perhaps this Renegade Rogue Creep Camp. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yeah, Stormbolt onto the Dreadlord. Dreadlord going to get surrounded. That could be potentially bad. And now we see a Sleep On and a Carry On Swarm ripping through. This is potentially bad here as another Sleep goes down. Mountain King needs to get woken up. There's a Stormbolt, and now the Dreadlord going to be in trouble. Dreadlord gets taken down quickly. But at what cost? A bunch of other units are going to fall. Mountain King perhaps going to try and Stormbolt the Shadow Priest. No, going to go after the other Berserker. The Forest Troll Berserker going to get taken down. There's a Bash as well to add insult to injury. Mountain King still has a Potion of Mana. Going to use it, and perhaps is he going to Stormbolt something else? there's the Stormbolt finishing off, and he is just sniping down units. All right, Dreadlord forced to resurrect back at the tavern. Spending that little bit of additional gold in order to get it taken down was important, as the Dreadlord, also with a potion of greater mana, could try and do a similar tactic. Oh, this is going to be some sad news. Mountain King looking for that Dreadlord. Dreadlord going to be coming around here. Perhaps going to find some skeletons. Yes, does take down a sheep here. And then waiting for the skeletal minions to pop up. And here we are. Here we go. This footman may be standing in the wrong spot. Yes, he was. All right. Just right at the tail end of that right there. That Dreadlord getting that footman kill. And, well, a bunch of peasants are now trying to hide in the back position here. All right, can these ghouls make their way out? That is the question now, as the Mountain King wants to get in some additional Stormbolts. No, doesn't get the Stormbolt off, as the Dreadlord is there with the sleep. All right, Romantic trying to save that low hit point Forest Troll. Shadow Priest, is he going to be able to get away? Needs to get in a couple of easy heals on himself again. You can see the ghoul. There it is. There's going to be a Stormbolt. Takes down one. Mountain King may be able to perhaps get another one as well. Trying to go after another unit. Are we going to see a Stormbolt here? No, just going to try and bash. Does get the bash hit. There's another ghoul there. It is going to get taken on, I believe, intercepted by a couple of footmen. And, well, get finished off. There it goes. Mountain King sitting at 4. Dreadlord sitting at 3. And, wow, quite a bit of exchanges going back and forth. The Dreadlord getting that extra bonus free kill off of that poor footman who was just trying to hide far away, only to get easily taken down. Now, techs to Tier 2 have already been started. You can see that the Town Hall is already at, or nearly at keep. That is because, well, Happy was forced to forced to resurrect at the tavern, spending a little bit of additional gold, thereby delaying that extra bit of, or delaying the time spending that gold here. Mountain King, well, Happy with the mud golem. Difficult to tell that he's actually yellow. But yeah, Mud Golem right there. We're looking at Vampiric Aura, Tome of Strength picked up. Goblin Zeppelin could try and pick up this Goblin Shredder, or is the Goblin Shredder just going to simply run back home? Mud Golem is going to try and hit the Goblin Zeppelin here. And the Mountain King, is he going to try and drop into this position? He could. That looks a little bit risky, but the Dreadlord at level 3 does have Carry-On Swarm and could rip through a lot here. This could be, once again, that same situation. There it is, but what stalls a little bit short here, as all of these peasants are going to be taking a fair amount of damage. All right, Goblin Zeppelin going to go ahead and drop from the high ground here. Try and save. There we go. All of these skeletal minions and maybe even a ghoul or two are going to get finished off pretty quickly there, as a Mountain King going to chase after another unit. Are we going to see a bash? All right, just trying to get a bash, and then follow-up hit does get it taken down again. All right, so Goblin Shredder being sent to work here, trying to, well, clear out this camp pretty fast. Goblin Zeppelin now going to try an elevator some units over. There is a Mud Golem patrolling the center portion of the map, and that is going to spot this Goblin Zeppelin pretty quickly. All right, here we are. Here we go. Mountain King quickly Stormbolts down that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Mud Golem now gets the Goblin Zeppelin slowed, as the units are going to get picked up again. All right. Still, what is this Mountain King doing? Mountain King going after this Dreadlord. Has to be very careful, though. Death Knight about to come out, and the Halls of the Dead with that cold attack would not bode well for that Mountain King. Meanwhile, Mountain King continuing to fight back here. Where is the Mud Golem going? Well, is he going to try and drop? He could try and drop here, but that is a lot of towers. The 2 Spirit Towers and an Arubian Tower as well. So that's not a comfortable position to be in. Meanwhile, the Mountain King trying to hold the Dreadlord in check, as we do not see a second hero yet. All right, so no second... Wait, no, there we go. There's the Blood Mage. Sorry, my apologies. Didn't... my overlay is not lined up correctly, so I only see the undead side right now. Blood Mage looking to clean things up. Rogue Wizard will get taken down. Mountain King spots a couple of gargoyles in the air. There is one Dragonhawk Rider. This is going to be an interesting predicament. Dragonhawk Riders going up against gargoyles. Shackles versus the high melee damage. Not quite sure what to make of this. All right, we see some lightning shield going down here. Romantic needs to move around, perhaps corral. Meanwhile, Dreadlord Death Knight going to come across. There's some siphon mana. There's a quick sleep onto the Dreadlord as well. A bunch of low hit point footmen now need to retreat away. Long distance Death Coil gets the hit as we could see another follow-up move there. There's some more siphon mana again. More poking going down, and still, well, the Renegade Wizards are going to get finished off here. The one Dreadlord, oh, there goes 1, 2, and taken down. One was a denied. There's a Death Coil, but that was a little bit late again, as we see a dual level up here. Level 5 Mountain King and level 5 Blood Mage. Are we perhaps going to find where those gargoyles went, as we see a storm, no Stormbolt. Dreadlord, oh, Carrion Swarm ripping through a bunch of Dragonhawk Riders once more. Mountain King trying to keep track. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yes, Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. A little bit of damage trying to continue to add. There's another bash. Are we going to see more Stormbolts again? The Death Knight could be in trouble. Well, is it? Nope. There's a Stormbolt again. There's a bash, and then, well, Death Knight gets taken out. Level 1. Death Knight falls. Not too big of a deal, though. Resurrection is pretty fast. Dreadlord, however, very scary with that Carrion Swarm. Level 2 Carrion Swarm already doing a lot of damage here, as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest, Forest Troll Berserkers, and all of these units do need to heal up. Dragonhawk Riders need to get that animal war training if you're going to go for that many. Now also going into flying machines. That is a tough sell. Flying machines when your opponent already has a level 4 Dreadlord, unless you're trying to go for siege engines. That might be the play here, but still, that is a little bit of a risky maneuver as the Mountain King now wanders out. Staff of Sanctuary sending back a low hit point Forest Troll Berserker. There's a third workshop as well. Looking at 56 supply compared to 59, both sides sitting in no upkeep. Wanda mana stealing, quick easy pickup for the Blood Mage again for a little bit more mana. Null Assassin, well, perhaps just going to get storm bolted and quickly cleaned up once more. All right, trying to go after all these units. Dark Ranger, third and final hero. Mountain King, Gargoyles, what is going on here? There's a quick sleep onto the Mountain King. Dragonhawk Riders, Gargoyle numbers are superior, so you cannot shackle them all down as the units are now trying to retreat back. Mountain King kind of wakes up. There's a couple of shackles. Are we going to see an engagement here? Low hit point Dragonhawk Rider trying to retreat back. No bash onto the Obsidian statue. We're still seeing Stormbolts trying to finish off a unit or two. One more or two more attacks? Yes, 2 more attacks finishes off that Gargoyle there. No guard towers, only an Arcane Tower trying to massively repair. This is a bad spot to be in as we're looking at the armies trying to make their way over. All right, repairs not going to be enough. All right, Goblin Zeppelin quickly gets taken down. Are we going to see a couple of shackles? There isn't enough static defense here to actually help turn the tide if the Gargoyles try to dive in on those Dragonhawk Riders as they look to retreat back. Without a guard tower here, well, that's why there's flying machines, but now the Dreadlord needs to be kept in check. All right, Obsidian Statue, Mountain King trying to make its way back over. We're still fighting its way through. Flying machines want to engage. There's going to be a little bit of damage. Mountain King, well, Staff of Sanctuary saves a unit there. Mountain King is going to be able to Stormbolt anything down, trying to force out fights. Paladin now trying to dive in. All right, Fly Machines looking to engage here, turning back around. Gargoyles, well, able to, well, push back those units as the Paladin could be in a little bit of trouble. Scroll of Healing coming back in. Mountain King continuing to fight amongst all of these. Siphon mana out of the Dreadlord. Fly Machines looking to get those flak cannons going and then trying to engage again. Mountain King is under a sea of units here as the Obsidian statues are starting to slowly take some damage. Flying Machines looking to engage. One Flying Machine gets taken down. There goes an Obsidian statue. Mountain King continuing to fight, going after the Dreadlord. Dreadlord may force a Scroll of Town Portal out here in just a moment. There's a Holy Light. Mountain King gets in another bash again. Now going after the Obsidian statue. Gargoyles are going after units once more. And this is just a massive air battle here as the Mountain King is just staying alive ever so barely, trying to finish off more of these units. All right, another Obsidian statue getting taken down. Scroll of Town Portal going back the other way. It's going to teleport, reposition, and now, well, teleport back across here. Peasants getting taken down. There's a Holy Light, but we have a squadron of Flying Machines ready for the engagement here as the Death Knight sits at level 2. All right, trying to buy a little bit of time. Paladin getting a little bit of mana as well. We're going to look to engage here in just a moment. Fly Machines, and here we are. Those flak plant cannons, they're going straight after those units, and those Gargoyles are just getting ripped apart. The shoot and scoot is working out well as the Dreadlord quickly realizes, wait, I cannot stick around in this fight at all. They're all going to come back in. 62 supply compared to 56. Romantic needs to, well, resaturate that gold mine. Couple of Dragonhawk Riders off to the north. units, they should be able to make their way out, right? Oh, they're not. All right, there is no room to actually make their way out of here. They got staffed back home and then now became stuck. Meanwhile, Gargoyles getting in some nice heals. Obsidian Statue, well, providing that group heal effect once more. 65 supply compared to 59. Hey, Metaphysics. Might have to do a split cast today again. All right. Coming. Oh, Carrion Swarm catching the tail end of some flying machines. Flying machines perhaps going to head back to an airbase or this expansion, try to get repairs going. Yeah, fly machines, very an odd choice when your opponent already has that level 4 Dreadlord. And you can see that those flying machines could get shot down quickly. All right, there's that Carrion Swarm, and now, well, you can see how much damage was done just pretty much instantaneously. There's a Stormbolt, there's some Siphon Mana. Flying machine's going to try to engage against those Gargoyles, and you can see those Gargoyles are just, well, pretty much melting pretty fast. All right, Potion of Mana needs to Siphon Mana away. Again, Mountain King does have a, well, there's the Carrion Swarm, not really hitting on through. Gargoyle's going to try to dive in. Units are going to try and retreat back. Are we going to fight and engage? We are. But I don't believe any additional Gargoyles were lost there. Meanwhile, only the Mountain King has the Staff of Sanctuary, only one, but that does make sense because there are not that many high-tier units. Right now, it is mainly an army of flying machines. You generally want to save higher supply units and higher priority targets. This Dragonhawk Rider perhaps could get the heal here. Still no Animal War training after all this time. MK versus Dreadlord first, yeah, a little bit of a odd anomaly, to say the least. And well, here's that airfield. The peasants working to repair here, as the Mountain King, well, shouldn't be in this fight. A Paladin needs level 3. That does get to level 3 here. Sorry, Blood Mage needs level 3. Paladin needs level 2. There's another Staff of Sanctuary again. But Mountain King, well, without his help, things would just not be getting cleared up fast enough. Mountain King versus Dreadlord, Gargoyles versus Flying Machines. Yeah, 2025 Warcraft 3 still seeing new strategies after 2 full decades. Now, what can these players really hope to do here? 74 supply compared to 66. Hero levels. Death Knight getting up to level 3 would be a very big deal. There it is. There's level 3. Dark Ranger. Well, Fly Machine's going to try and engage here, and there goes one Gargoyle quickly getting shot down. Are we going to see some more damage? There's some silence. Unit's going to try and fight back here. Mountain King doesn't have an Orb of Fire. There we go. A couple of shackles. There's some engagement, and now the Fly Machines are going after the Gargoyles. Gargoyles trying to stick around. Dreadlord, does he have a Potion of Mana? He does. He is now currently out of mana as the Fly Machines are still engaging again. So many units shot down. Gargoyles roar completely lost now, and now it is a 56 supply compared to 44. Both sides taking some massive losses here, but the Fly Machines no longer have anything to really attack. What is going to go down here? Death Coil onto a Forest Troll Berserker. Berserker gets taken down. Paladin still looking to fight its way through. Going to find an Obsidian Statue, easy to finish off. And now, well, the human Tri-Hero working some magic to try and stay alive. Beautiful Staff of Preservation for the save there as the Mountain King teleports away. 36 supply compared to 48. Silence, Siphon Mana. Both sides, well, looking to just retreat back with units. Paladin still needs to gain a little bit more hit points in order to stay alive as the the Ghouls have swarmed out the base here. There's a quick Stormbolt finishing off one. Mountain King, is he going to be able to finish off more again here? Trying to fight from a corner position. And it looks as though the Ghouls are just going to try to dive in again. There goes another Ghoul once more. Peasants getting lost here. Siphon Mana, Silence, Mana stealing. So much mana has been stolen from both sides as well, the Blood Mage tries to retreat back into a corner. There goes another Stormbolt. That Mountain King, Siphon Mana onto the Death Knight. Now Death Knight now in a little bit of trouble. Staff of Preservation should be back on cooldown. No, a Holy Light going to be there instead. And now both sides are going to fight. All right, perhaps Siphon Mana away from the Death Knight. Knight's now out onto the battlefield here. There's another Holy Light again. And, well, the Dark Ranger has to be careful. Griffins are out as well. Siphon mana. Paladin should be able to Holy Light back once more. And this is just a lot of damage to try and absorb. There goes another attack right there. All right, Griffin gonna wake up that Mountain King. Still trying to come back through here. Dark Ranger able to get away. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight instead. Death Knight does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. More Siphon mana into that Mountain King. Mountain King now has another two bolts to go, trying to finish off these Obsidian statues. An Obsidian statue now taken down. Scroll of Town Portal transferred. And yeah, the introduction of a single Griffin making such a big difference with that magic damage onto those Obsidian statues. All right. Taking to the skies, a full air game here as the Mountain King just a little bit shy of level 6. All right, Ring of Protection +4, going to be nice for that Paladin. Flying Machines now coming back around 58 supply compared to 54. It looks like Romantic has clawed his way back into the game. All right, coming back through. 5-3-3, Dreadlord, Death Knight, Dark Ranger going up against a 5-3-2 as, well, Fly Machines looking to bombard this Haunted Gold Mine, finish it off here. Dreadlord does have ideas of Carrion Swarm. There's a Stormbolt, though, and now Death Knight, well, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, Siphon mana needs to go down onto that Dreadlord. Knights are coming back around as, well, the Fly Machine's going to make sure to stop that Haunted Gold Mine in its tracks. Knights could easily take down some of these Crypt Fiends as well. Crypt Fiends are trying to web things down. Anti-Magic Shell from the Banshee, of course, as the Blood Mage now down to 219 hit points after, or 160 after a Holy Light heal. This is going to be bad news. There's that Staff of Sanctuary we were talking about as the Knights, well, unable to easily hit. Mountain King gets up to level 6 now, finally. Are we going to see the Avatar mode, or is he just going to try and Stormbolt his way through? So many Stormbolts may actually be better in this scenario as the units are trying to retreat back. All right, Knights continuing to push forward. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yes, Stormbolt onto another Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend about to get taken down. It gets taken down again. Griffins now making their way back around, and this Knight going to get a Holy Light trying to survive, but the Acolytes are now, well, getting in harm's way. Fly Machines perhaps need to, well, back up as the Dreadlord could have enough mana for another Carrion Swarm again. All right, mining 5,000 gold here, 2,400 gold here. Main gold mines are lost. 46 supply compared to 59. Happy currently winning out on the well, supply race, losing in the gold collection category. Romantic purposely staying in no upkeep. Perhaps additional Staff of Sanctuary should be purchased now that we see Knights and Griffins out on the battlefield, and that's exactly what we see happen. All right, there's a Knight, there's a Flying Machine. Well, they're going to be able to get back in onto the battlefield momentarily. Still no Animal War training, even though we do see Knights and Griffins out on the battlefield. I would have thought that additional 100 hit points would well be worth it, as we're looking at the units now once more on the move again. All right. Romantics trying to get into position, trying to figure out where exactly they can move off to. Mountain King coming back down across as well. Paladin nearly at level 3, and we're going to be looking at a potential just snipe here. If the Paladin just walked over and took out this Acolyte, would get up to level 3 and get up level 2 Holy Light. That's that slight difference, well, in power spikes, that odd level. Meanwhile, there's actually a Knight here that's not being, not with everyone else. There's a Stormbolt onto an Acolyte. Paladin was a bit too far, and now the Mountain King trying to get away. All right, couple of ghouls could make their way over. No guard towers here. Ghouls are going to swarm. Here's a run by once more onto the gold line, and they're going to go straight after all of these peasants easily. Paladin, what is it going to do? Paladin gets a Staff of Sanctuary onto it and now gets a Potion of Invulnerability to make sure to not have to deal with sleep. Meanwhile, the Dreadlord, however, moving very quickly. Are we going to see a Carrion Swarm? Yes, we do. And that was just, well, Romantic getting slightly distracted by everything else, and now we see level 4 now onto that Dark Ranger. Wow, that level 5 Dreadlord, well, catching Romantic completely unaware and, well, racking up a lot of damage. One Griffin hanging around to make sure to keep these, well, keep ghouls at bay, as we're going to be looking at a slight engagement. Oh no, Mountain King now slept. He's out of position. Death Coil onto the mortar team. Mountain King a bit, well, far removed from the action, constantly getting slept and locked out. Mortar teams are trying to lob some damage down onto those Banshees and finish them off there. Meanwhile, there's another Carrion Swarm ripping on through. Mountain King now in that avatar mode, going to try and engage. Perhaps now Staff of Sanctuary saving a very high hit point Knight. Not quite sure what that was about there, as we're going to be looking at the Banshees now falling one at a time. Paladin perhaps going to try to go after some of these other units again. Meanwhile, Blood Mage is currently silenced, needs to wake back up. There's another Holy Light. There's a Siphon Mana into the Paladin. Well, Banshee, Blood Mage now going to get Staff of Sanctuary back out here. Possession onto a Knight. So yes, the Banshee is pretty much countering everything as always, as another possession happens again. Knights switch back around. Banshees, counter pretty much everything, as we have told over and over and seen it over and over again. All right. They go high big units possession. They go magic damage. They go any type of auto attack. Missing and curses. There was just a strong, cool toolkit right there. All right, Mountain King back to its normal self, continuing to fight its way through. There's a Holy Light. Both sides continuing the fight here. Mountain King now trying to retreat back. Are we going to see a Holy Light there? We should, as the units are going to try to engage. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Meanwhile, down to the south here, Flying Machines trying to take down the Haunted Gold Mine. More than enough Crypt Fiends there, close enough to handle everything, as this Griffin is going to have a bad day. Level 6 now on the Dreadlord. And with the level 6 Dreadlord, once there's enough mana, summoning that Infernal is just going to be a very big deal. 38 supply compared to 57. Paladin now, Holy Light, both sides trying to fight here. Are we going to see damage onto the Death Knight? Death Knight does have a potion invulnerability. Not enough mana on that Mountain King, however, to finish things off. Are we going to see a Holy Light there? No, we do not. As I said, Anti-Magic Shell would have absorbed all of that damage. Mountain King still trying to come give chase. Army size 49 compared to 37. Nope, no lucky bashes. There's another Carrion Swarm ripping through as the units back up again. Here comes Acolytes off to the top right. No mining here at the central gold mine. Happy currently mining on that bottom left, and it feels like Happy is just going to continue to grow this lead as he is getting still additional resources. Mortar teams able to rain it down, but once that Infernal came into play, just a bit too much. Romantic losing to Happy in this 27-28 minute game. Not marathon, but just high action, high maneuverability, constant tech switches. Something that you don't really get to see a lot in WarCraft 3. But yeah, just a lot of tech swapping into different strategies based on what the other players were using. Ultimately, Happy going to the trump card. Banshees, Possession, Curse, Anti-Magic Shell. Such a powerful toolkit displayed here. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.